Hello and welcome to episode 85 of the FOMOcast. Hello YouTube. We're 2 videos strong, doing great. Shouldn't hear barking dogs because the dogs are in the bar with us today. So if you hear them barking, just ignore them. They're our friends. They're my dogs. I love them, but they're kind of a pain in the butt.
You sleep with your dogs?
They sleep with my wife. They get on my side of the bed. I sleep too hot, so yeah.
So but they sleep in the same bed?
They sleep in the bed.
How big's
yeah.
your bed? A king?
California king.
Okay.
So it's big enough.
Right.
Plenty of room. But we were back. I was gone out of town doing some training, so we took a little bit of a break. We're probably going to try and do 2 this week, try to get Andrew with us. We'll do it nice and early so it's nice and cool in here for him so he's not sweating like we're sweating right now. So if you see us taking drinks, bear with me. It's hot in California. We're going to make sure you guys go to all of our social media platforms, facebook.com/FOMOcast, Twitter, FOMO_cast, and FOMO podcast on Instagram. Make sure to also go to the Pod Bros Network, podbros.com. Check them out. I feel like kind of like our brother show, sister show. That's Delightful. Just did like episode 101, so they're deep into their run. And I love being on the network. And also, look for me. I will be doing a kind of like a little segment on a friend's podcast called Radio Underland. They're a little more adult.
Huh?
Yeah, they're a little more adult podcast, but
With the language?
yeah, with language a little bit. Not too bad, but they talk about more adult topics. They're going to do some political stuff tomorrow, but I'm going to do kind of an entertainment fun thingy. So some of the stuff we're talking about today is going to be on there too, but you know, make sure you check them out. They do post a live video on our Facebook page to watch, so if you feel like ever watching them live, they're on there too. So let's get into it and dive into the biggest thing that what started this podcast was 13 Reasons Why. Just the fact that everyone wanted to binge watch it as fast as possible. And a lot of stuff has happened since our last podcast about 13 Reasons Why. The first being that they removed the suicide scene from the first season.
They went back and edited?
They went back and edited it out.
Wow. So
apparently they're saying there's some sort of correlation. People are blaming it for people committing suicides. And they say it's super graphic. You know, even though I remember when it first came out, they added a warning later, but now it's like, hey, we're going to remove it completely. I get it. I do get it because it wasn't billed as that. You know what I mean? It wasn't. You don't have to get the gravity of what happened to show everything actually as it happens. I thought it was very effective in the cinematic way it had occurred, but I get it. Netflix is kind of trying to take the high road on this one. Okay. But what they're doing now is they're doing this thing where, okay, so they picked up Lucifer. We talked about this before we started recording. And Lucifer was like, okay, we're going to go ahead and here's 2 more seasons. You can wrap it up. So build it up on ours and then wrap it up. Okay, that's fine. But that felt to me kind of like, oh, hey, we're going to try and grab all the people from Fox. You know, let's get people to sign up to watch Lucifer the last 2 seasons, whatever. Well, then now, it was kind of misleading. They go, it was the way they worded it was weird. Stranger Things is ending. Not Stranger Things. 13 Reasons Why is ending.
I thought it already ended.
No.
There's 2 seasons, right?
There's 2 seasons.
They're going to make a 3rd?
They're making a 4th.
A 4th.
So what they did was they renewed it for the 3rd season.
All right.
And then they said after the 4th season it's done. So what they were doing was they're trying to get hype around the show. They're trying to bring people to go, oh my god, it's ending.
Wait. So the second one was like about the tapes, right? One of the guys gets the tape, right? I think I saw a few of it with the...
No. The first season is all about the tapes.
And the guy's listening to it.
Yeah,
I've seen a few of those because of the girlfriend.
So spoiler alert, the next 2-3 minutes about the second season. The second season is about basically the tapes coming to light. So somebody gives the mom the tapes.
Okay.
And so she starts, they go to trial, and it's basically about every single person's interaction in the trial. So that's...
They go to trial for her murder?
Saying that there's some what do they call it? Basically, someone acted improperly, which led to her doing what she did. So basically, they're blaming somebody else for.
What would that be charged with? Manslaughter?
They did. They charged that one girl that was trying to convince her online boyfriend to kill himself, and he did. They charged her and convicted her.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of the same thing as you're torturing someone. So, you know, if you've watched it, you get what we're talking about. But that's the basis of it.
What about the 3rd season?
So the way, so I'll have to tell you off air.
Oh yeah.
The way the second season ended, it left it kind of cliffhangery for the third season. So what I think is going to happen is the third season is going to do something with that part of it, and then the fourth season will probably be something along the lines of Pretty Little Liars did, where they were like fast forward like 5 years.
What'd you think of Pretty Little Liars? You watched that show?
Oh, dude, it was weird because it was addicting, but it also had like that. Well, this is getting ridiculous aspect to it. It was like a soap opera, like a dramatic soap opera.
The pacing was garbage.
Yes.
Pacing was terrible.
Pacing was terrible. Time didn't matter. Travel didn't matter.
It seemed like halfway through, I guess they changed directors or something.
Yes.
They changed, and you could tell it was like a different show.
The theme. Well, you know what else happened too is a lot of the people got picked up on other shows. So like the one that played, I don't even know her name on there anymore, but she was Troanne Belisario. We'll be able to know Spencer, the one that played Spencer, the smart one.
Okay.
Well, her dad is Belisario, the guy that created NCIS. Her half brother or step brother is the guy that plays McGee on NCIS.
I don't know what that is.
Basically, he's a character on NCIS. He got the role because of who his dad is. He was the boy in Hocus Pocus.
Full circle.
He played the cat, and they became human. That was him.
Okay.
Well, the girl that played her older sister got cast on Chicago Med. So there was a lot of things they had to edit people out, kick them out, get rid of them because, like, people don't know, like.
What? No, they weren't under contract for that show?
Oh, I think it's real. But here's the thing: you can be under contract, but what happens when you do 5 to 6 pilots, and if you're not a reoccurring cast member, they can't hold you to it. If you're not top billed, they can't hold you to anything. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, because
they held you on for retainer and stuff like that.
It's only when it's a certain contract. They can say, hey, you're contracted to appear in so many more episodes, and that's about it. So they can tell you, hey, you need to be here for this. Usually, when it's that situation, if it's a show that's doing good, they're like, hey, we'll let you do what you got to do and then come back for this kind of thing.
Yeah, Big Little Lies, not good. Second season.
You don't like Billy Lies as the second season?
No. Oh. I have been watching that show, Succession.
Yes.
I've been liking that show.
Pretty good. Macaulay Culkin's brother is pretty good in that one. I like him in that.
I like the whole family.
It's pretty good.
It's good.
Pretty good.
It's entertaining.
I've watched half of the first season. Big Little Lies, I watched the first episode. We'll say spoiler alert for this. I'm not going to spoil anything, but in case you like the tone, my big problem with it so far is it relies too much on the first season. There's too many flashbacks. There's too many jump arounds.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. That's why I didn't like that show Quantico, because they literally would have a flashback, and in the flashback you would flashback to a flashback. And it's like, what time are we in? What date? You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
So along the lines of the 13 Reasons Why, so they're doing that thing where they say, hey, we're going to cancel it. I think it's a ploy to get more people to watch the last 2 seasons. Whatever. But I like the way that they haven't increased the episode numbers to try and get more people to watch. Yeah. It's very Sherlock of them, because Sherlock, the BBC one with Benedict Cumberbatch, they literally could probably make 30 episodes series, as they call it there as a series. But what they do is it's 1 episode, 3 episodes, 7, and it's just random. Some of them are long. Some of them are you just get what you get. Yeah. People are happy with it. So I think they're taking that kind of model and they're like, look, that's why I don't know. We talked about it last time. Stranger Things is probably going to end after the next season. They actually had it planned out for 6 seasons, but they're like, we're at the point now where I think the characters have developed to where we want them, because you're not sure how your characters are going to develop in a show, especially if you go so far and people hate it and they're like, oh, we need to change this, do that. It's so. But what Netflix also announced is they're canceling the OA. Now the OA is another sci-fi show that I really enjoyed the first season.
Not anymore.
The premise of it was the girl was Russian, I believe, and what it is they find this girl, and I think she about ready to jump off a bridge or something, and they do a test and they go, hey, she's been missing. And she comes back and she's like, Mom and Dad, well, when she left, she was blind and now she can see. So it's like, what happened to her? It's a whole sci-fi thing. That's really famous on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube is the video of all of the people in the show dancing to Pumped Up Kicks when someone comes to shoot up the place, kind of thing. So it's kind of cool. It's an interesting show, but it's ending. Done. 2 seasons done. So you had that from Netflix. And
big losses for Netflix too, right? They lost some money.
So here's the thing. It was going to happen sooner or later. If you were an intelligent person who watched TV, when you have a network creating their own app, what do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like, I think their original programming, their philosophy of just, like, throwing everything out there is not really working.
Well, you know, I think they have things up their sleeves that they don't tell people about. So I'm hoping that's what one thing they got going on is something's going to pop up out of nowhere. And it happens all the time.
Do you think Netflix will go under?
No. Never in a million years.
Never in a million years?
There's one thing we're going to talk about a little bit that could hurt them pretty bad, but it's going to be tough.
You said that about Blockbuster, too.
No. Yeah, I wish I would have said that about Blockbuster. But one funny thing that Netflix did do is they put out a co-watching contract that you and your significant other can fill out. That's a
fun.
quote-unquote legal document saying that this is the repercussions if you watch it.
Did you and the missus do that?
No, we're on a different thing now. We'll watch Mr. Iglesias. Great show. Love it. Everyone should watch it. Get to the 3rd episode, please, because... have you watched it yet?
No.
So it's on Netflix. The first episode feels like they filmed the pilot and people liked it a lot, but they were trying to cram too much into one episode. And they were like, just run with it and just do the rest of the season. So people have been bailing after the 1st or 2nd episode. Once you get to episode 3, it hits its stride. It's got Shooter McGavin in it, you know.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about this.
And so he's great in it. So Netflix does have a lot of things on tap that have great potential. And the contract thing, what we and the wife do is we just watch one show here and there. We on Hulu right now, they have that show Heartland. My wife loves horses, so they have 11 seasons of it right now. So she just figured she might as well watch that. Well, since we're on that, we'll just jump into Hulu. So here's where Hulu is going to try and put the dagger in the heart of Netflix. So if you have Hulu, I right now have Hulu. I just kept it because there was no point in canceling it because I didn't want to lose my price that I got. $5.99 a month for Hulu.
Forever?
I think it's they have to notify you so long, kind of like Netflix does. But I'm gonna upgrade it. Eventually, I'm gonna cancel my regular TV and go to the commercial free on Hulu, which is $11.99. They have
Hulu. You can do live sports, right?
You can do live sports. If you do live TV, it's $44.99. I think it is. Mm-hmm. Here's the big kicker. So you do live TV, or you can not do live TV and just get HBO. Or you can get Showtime, and it adds to it per month. So it has like a la carte option.
Okay.
They have a deal that's going to be coming out with the Disney Plus. So the hottest app that's going to be out is going to be on Hulu.
So Hulu's going to have HBO that you can buy, right? Mm-hmm. So you pay what? Would you pay like $11.99 plus how much for HBO?
I think it's like $4.99 a month, something like that.
Just for HBO Go kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be it'd be $11.99 plus $4.99.
Right. Plus whatever they're going to charge for Disney Plus.
So you can get Disney Plus.
But the bonus. So here, Disney owns a majority of Hulu, so it's not going to be $6.99 a month like it is going to be for everybody else. It's probably going to be like $4.99, $3.99 a month.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Can I lock you in on that price?
Oh yeah.
You're locked in.
If it's well, no. The first year I'm going to buy it outright because they said the first year is only going to be $60 for a year because they're not going to have all the content available. But it locks you in for a year, and that's the one thing that Disney Plus is going to do instead too is you pay for a year outside of it. So I like that idea. I like it. You know, it's going to be obviously it's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest thing out there because it's Disney. Everything they do is huge. So I mean, we're going to see what happens with it. But I think this is one big step to. Because you can get the CBS All Access, you can get the FX Now. Because CBS All Access and FX Now, I can get FX through my TV package, but I can't get no commercials. Where if you if you upgrade to the FX with no commercials separately, it's more expensive than if you go through the Hulu app. So there are benefits to that. So my big thing with all this is, if I go through and it gives me the option, I'm going to go, because all you have to do is, you go on the website for Hulu and you just go, oh, nope, don't want that. Oh, no, don't want that. And you just type through and you go, oh, look, I can get my local sports. I can get this, I can get that. Yeah. Mind you, if I canceled my DirecTV Now, which is changing to AT&T now, we'll talk about my frustration with that later, I get free HBO. So as of right now, I'm paying like $12.99 for like 60 channels and HBO. that's not bad. You know, especially because it has a beta DVR. That's the big thing too. Is it's here's normal TV. It's still below because the quality is not as great. It's more glitchy with the internet, things like that. So let us know. Go to facebook.com/FOMOcast, Twitter FOMO_cast, and FOMO podcast to let us know how you feel about Disney Plus, about Hulu. If you have Hulu, if you had Hulu when it was Hulu Plus, just let us know. I love it. I'm into basically anything that comes out new app-wise to try it out, except for the news that we get that I'm kind of mad about. So, on top of the HBO thing, HBO Max is doing this thing where basically they're buying the rights to shows.
HBO Max?
HBO Max.
I don't even know
So
what
it's
that
a
is.
new thing coming out because
It's an app?
It's an app.
So HBO is going to buy other shows?
So basically, people don't know. So Sesame Street airs first on HBO.
Yes.
People don't know that.
I knew that.
PBS gets it, I think, a week or two later. So it airs on HBO. Well, HBO Max just bought the rights to Doctor Who, so it will no longer air on Amazon Prime. They're also getting, what was the other one that they're getting? They're getting a couple shows, and people, the DC Universe shows. They're getting a couple of them, like the Titans. They're getting a lot of them, and I don't know. I think that the DC network is just going to fold and go over to HBO because it's cheaper just to sell your shows to somebody else. So I don't know what's going to happen with that because there's supposed to be an amazing Batman animated series coming to HBO Max, a lot of different stuff. So I thought that was pretty interesting, especially with shows being canceled. You know, they now have a possibility where they can revive those shows on that app to try and make money. Because like one of the shows that's getting canceled is the 100. The 100 was a great. I watched the first 2 seasons or 3 seasons intensely. You know what the 100's about?
No.
So basically, Earth was dying, so they took off into a space like a. It's a whatchamacallit?
Yeah, I think I've seen it. Like,
It's a space station with all the countries in one, and then they have to jettison down to the planet because they're running out of oxygen. And they get down here, and lo and behold, nothing happened. There are still people living down here. They're like native type people, you know, and it's just based on that.
Alright.
And so it's about a fight for survival, people challenging each other, things like that. But it's being canceled by CW. Well, what if those shows were to say, hey, we'll take you to HBO Max. We got money to spend. You figure how much money do they waste on so many shows that don't do good, and they keep making them. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like if the show does poorly, they get rid of it. Like, people want a return on their investment. They're going to have patience.
True. I mean, my dad loves Veep, and he said it's going, but, you know, it's...
Well, Veep's been around for like 20 years now or something. It's been around for a long time. Like 8 years?
I think 7?
Long enough.
Okay.
Like, the name of a show that's gone past 10 seasons, that was good.
How I Met Your Mother. Did it go to 11? I can't remember.
I don't know.
So, it's true. I think most of them end... Cause I like
5 seasons, I think is the perfect amount.
Yeah, like Big Bang Theory. I never even really watched it, but everyone that I talked to said after the 5th season, it just started getting... The jokes were redundant. They were just making up more extravagant things because they couldn't have any good ideas.
Right.
So it was kind of like, we'll just go through the motions and just call it what it is kind of thing. But other than that, we only have one more TV thing that I'm super, super excited for. So did you like the movie Dredd?
Never saw it.
The new Judge Dredd movie, Dredd.
Never saw it.
Okay, I loved it. People hated it, I loved it. So the producer from Dredd just teased that he's working on a TV show called Judge Dredd Mega City 1. And a TV pilot. And I'm stoked. Because I feel like you watch some of these older movies and you're like, man, these graphics are horrible. Total Recall and stuff like that. Now you have the chance to do it right. And people are just mad because, well, this wouldn't happen, this wouldn't happen, this wouldn't happen. That's why everyone's mad about Captain America handing his shield over to Anthony Mackie character. Can't remember what his name is now. Falcon. In the comic books, the best Captain America is the Falcon Captain America. I loved him.
Why is he the best?
He's because Captain America was always about doing what's right for the country. Falcon Captain America is what's doing what's right for the people, which seems more he'd be more Captain America like. Like in all the iterations where Captain America turns bad, it's always that Captain America that comes to the rescue. So he I love it, and I think Anthony Mackie continuing to play him is gonna be the best thing ever because he's a great actor. I love him in all the Avengers movies, and fingers crossed it turns out well for him because him and the Winter Soldier is gonna be a fantastic TV show. So that's why one of the reasons why I want to get Disney Plus is that and the Loki show. So fingers crossed that turns out good. But the Dread one, I mean, since you have someone who worked on the movie itself, they know how to do stuff and they got the critiques. So there's hopefully, it'd be like if me and you made a movie and there's like critical acclaim, but there's like nitpicky stuff. Well, you can just go, hey, look, we can try and work on the nitpicky stuff like they're doing with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie and try and make it better. So, we'll see how that goes. Now we have a bunch of movie stuff. We just watched the trailer for the 1917. How did you like it?
I liked it.
So,
I'll probably see it.
Benedict
on TV.
Cumberbatch made like a late little appearance in it, and then it was the other guy. I can't remember his name. Drawing a blank.
The English guy?
Yeah. He was in the Kingsman.
He's the main guy in the Kingsman, right?
Mm-hmm. I think he's been in Pride and Prejudice, and I think he was in Love Actually.
Colin Firth?
Colin Firth, there you go.
Firth? Phil?
Yep, Firth.
Firth?
Colin Firth.
You're welcome.
He looks amazing in it, and what I did really like about it too was, so those of you who don't know, the trailer basically is about these two guys who, the start of it is, your brother is in this regiment, and he goes, is he? And the guy, and Colin Firth goes, he's alive. But we want to keep it that way. So in reality, when you look at this, he's basically using the leverage of his brother to try and get him to do a suicide mission to save all the troops.
What better way to motivate him?
But I like it because it's not one of those things where it's like a feel-good, they're doing the right thing. No. They've used reverse psychology to try and leverage them into doing this mission.
Yeah.
But you don't see that in movies though.
What do you mean? Like you don't see
like Dunkirk, they all were fighting willingly.
There were a few cowards and stuff, like those French guys were trying to escape and stuff.
Well, no, they almost all were. A lot of them are cowards, but the thing is it doesn't show it as like you see the character that played by now I can't remember his name, Venom, whatever his name is.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, and how he's flying the plane.
Not even using the internet right now, just by memory.
That's pretty good.
Twice.
He's shooting everything down, and I'm like, in reality, he would have been told, in the end, he's out of fuel, and he knows he can't make it anywhere, so he's going to go ahead and have fun and kill people. But most of these movies, it's like, we got to save our team, or we got to go do this.
Do they sugarcoat war?
They sugarcoat war. They do. Because these guys right here, 1,600 men in World War I was nothing. In reality, it wasn't.
How many people died in World War I?
And I know it was less than World War II, so I don't think World War II was like 100,000. So
100,000 people died?
It was soldiers, I believe. Was in World War II.
World War II was 100,000 soldiers?
I think so.
You're a little bit off.
Total. No.
Total?
In the total war, everything.
100,000?
I think it was 100,000.
Soldiers.
Yeah.
In World War II.
Google it right now, see how much was lost on D-Day. I think it was quite a bit.
Wait, and the whole World War II, 100,000 soldiers died.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're saying?
I think so. Why? How much do you think it is?
I think total it was like 6 to 8 million people.
No, I'm not talking about the people that were killed in genocide. And
No,
stuff like that.
I'm talking about all
just
together.
Soldiers.
Just soldiers.
Just soldiers.
You're saying there's 100,000?
I think it was like 100,000 soldiers.
We'll see this.
How many soldiers died? You don't count.
I'm putting
the
in
mass
soldiers.
Genocide.
I'm not counting the Holocaust.
I could be way off. I don't know what number I was getting, but
let's check this out. Google. I'm using my data right here for the show. I don't usually do this for anything.
All for the show.
All right, so
how many?
So I don't know. This is answers.com.
Okay.
Is that a legit site? I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Is it solid?
Mm-hmm. Soldiers total.
Okay. What's going on here? Well, it says. So World War I, it has 9.7 million soldiers died.
World War I? Really? Yeah, but see, okay.
That's soldiers. That's what
Okay.
it says. And then in World War II, you said 100,000 soldiers died?
That's what I thought, yeah.
It says 24 million.
See, but I don't think it should count. So here's the thing. If they were maimed in war and then died later on, because one guy just died recently from being poisoned in 1992.
Look at this. According to Wikipedia,
Uh-huh.
for what it's worth, they're saying the total casualties was between 70 and 85 million. That's the whole thing.
You can't count casualties, though, because casualties is people just get
No,
wounded.
I'm saying that's what they're saying, the whole thing.
Right, no, but the problem I'm having
I'm just saying
is...
with the soldiers was 24 million.
I don't want it to be the people that got shot in the leg and got an infection and died 10 years later. You know what I mean?
But that's still, like, you're way off with 100,000.
Okay.
Close.
But maybe it was 100,000 just on D-Day. But what I'm saying is like 1,600 men, like they say in the trailer, that's a drop in the bucket. That's nothing.
On this one, another one says about 15 million.
Okay, so I was way off. I apologize, Internet. But that's what I'm saying, though. 1,600 men, that's nothing.
No, it's not.
That's nothing. And how many times do we know in history someone has sent people into war knowing they're all going to die?
I think they do that every time, right?
You know, knowing that no one was going to live, basically for a distraction or just because it's ill thought out. And in this one, they're going to sacrifice 2 men to go, and they're using their fear. So I think I like the realism of it, and basically how Colin Firth at the very end of the trailer just says, "Good luck," and then it's just like he's just sitting at his desk doing his stuff out in the warfield. You know,
it's remain, I guess.
Hey, I don't know. So
would you do that for your brother? Risk your own life?
If I had a brother, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
No question.
You know, like, because, like, so people don't know, like, Saving Private Ryan, it's based on something true. But it's based on, I think it was 3 or 4 brothers were in the military, and 2 of them were on the same ship. And the ship was sank, and something happened to where the mother lost all of her kids in a short span of time. That's why I believe if it's an active war, if you have multiple siblings, you all can't be
I think
active.
you can have one son for the family name.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. Yep.
So you can send as many daughters over there as you want.
No, I think it's children in general.
So what?
I think it's children in general. They can't be in active war. But the thing is there's loopholes in that like crazy, because technically you could be over on the base that's still in an active war zone and not be in an active war.
Very true.
So, you know, but that movie right there was, I mean, actually it wasn't happy-go-lucky because a lot of people died in that one that were like key players. But, you know, I think this one it feels more realistic to me. I'm going to have to go watch it in the theater. I'm going to make you go watch it with me.
Let's do it. That looks like a good one.
It looks like a good one. Let us know if you've seen the trailers for it. Facebook.com/FOMOcast, Twitter FOMO_cast, and FOMO Podcast on Instagram. Don't forget Patreon.com/FOMOcast. They had the Ghostbusters mobile out and about, and they're filming the new movie.
Really, where
next year? I don't know where it's at. I just know that there's a celebrity memorabilia place, and apparently they use one of their license plates to put it on the car. So they were all excited and thinking, people saying, "Oh, this is so awesome! They're using our license plate," kind of thing. Pretty cool. So that was kind of cool. See how the Ghostbusters sequel is. It's actually a continuation from the original movies. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna finish with the crazy one, but so Deadpool is now officially at Build-A-Bear, so you can build a Deadpool.
There you go, kids.
So any one of those people that love Deadpool like I do, I have ironically enough, right here, little Deadpool.
Build-A-Bear.
Little baby Deadpool. No, he's not Build-A-Bear.
Have you ever gone to the mall when Build-A-Bear has a dollar bear that you can build?
No, but I've heard it's crazy.
It's insane.
They had one that was pay your age, and it was insane. Like they had to shut down almost all of them. They got so much negative feedback. So now you have to join their like kids club, and they can come in on their birthday and get a bear their age. So they don't plan very well. So the Deadpool one's gonna be pretty cool. When you go to the one in downtown Disney in Anaheim, it's pretty awesome. They have all the different Disney characters, Disney stuff you can do. So it's pretty cool. It's themed well. But I don't know, like this Deadpool one seems like more like a national rollout. So we'll see how it does on that. There's one thing that's weird. So the Joker is going to be coming out soon.
The one with
Joaquin Phoenix. And everyone is saying apparently it's got Oscar material written all over it.
That's what people are saying?
Yeah. Like they go, this could be DC's first win ever in an Oscar movie. So I'm
And
like,
last?
no, I don't think so. I don't think last.
Really?
Because if this does well, they're gonna go return to that genre. Because what everyone's mad about them not doing a Logan-like movie for anything else. They want to do some cinematic
That was
masterpiece.
Marvel, right?
Right, but they want a cinematic masterpiece that's like, oh hey, it's a movie, but oh, it has superheroes in
Was
it.
Logan that good?
Logan was
I
phenomenal.
turned it off. I was bored.
Logan was phenomenal. I loved it. If
Turn
you
it
know X-Men, you know the story, and you know what they could have done, because they could have gone the old man Logan route and they didn't. They went kind of the old man Logan route, but you know, it was a great movie. I loved it. So I'm hopefully, if they get an Oscar, I think it's gonna be a big win, because it means, you know, people are still enjoying the superhero movies, but there's more of an option for people out there. And then lastly, before the end, one I want to end on that is gonna make you sick. Let me see your phone real quick. I have to Google something.
You know the password.
Well, unlock it.
Where's your phone at, bro?
I'm recording with it, remember?
Oh, that's right.
So Andy Serkis is gonna direct Venom 2, and I'm so excited for this. So excited.
What side do you need to go on?
Just Google.
Oh, okay. I don't use Google.
What do you use? Safari?
DuckDuckGo.
That's weird. So, do you know who Andy Serkis is?
No.
Okay. Andy Serkis is basically, he played Gollum. He was the
Okay.
motion capture guy for that. He was in Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
He was in Black Panther as an actual person. It's one of those things, and he's like the best guy in motion picture. But apparently, he's an amazing director too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's weird. You're just a setup. You need to fix this.
Hey,
Your phone's too old.
it's a 6S.
That's what I need to know. So there you go. So basically, he's going to direct the Venom 2 movie. I hope it's fantastic. I hope that him being the director is also going to bring more people into it. Super excited for it. Everyone needs to watch Venom, the first one, just to get prepared for this, because I'm hoping Carnage is going to actually be in it. He's my favorite character ever.
Of all time?
All time.
All time.
Carnage is
Why?
amazing.
He's like a side character of a side character.
Because Carnage is basically Venom with a conscience. So basically, he does what he wants when he wants, because that symbiote's a different kind of symbiote.
Oh, yeah.
So I like it. But lastly, did you see the Fortnite tournament that happened?
I don't know what Fortnite is.
So Fortnite is kind of like
It's a shooter game, right?
shooter game, kind of like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But it's you can build stuff, you can upgrade your weapons,
Okay.
stuff like that.
So what happened?
They had a tournament, and it was a single player tournament, because they have team tournaments, but it was a single player tournament. And a kid won $3 million.
Nice.
16 years old.
There you go.
$3 million.
Nice. That's a nice payday.
I mean, for those of you that don't know, if you go to Japan, like, they have pay-per-view for E-League sports. I know of people who have setups in their house.
It's happening to him.
To
It's
race
happening over
cars.
here, though.
It is. It's getting bigger.
It's getting a lot bigger.
It's getting a lot bigger. But it's just insane to me that he's 16 and he just won $3 million.
LeBron had 90 million when he was 18. It happens.
Yeah, but Fortnite has been out for what, 4 years?
No clue.
And LeBron was playing basketball since he could walk. I mean, that's a big difference. Honing your skills for...
Well, how long has this kid been playing video games? Probably just since he could start.
Right, but it's different. It's a different game. I don't think it's the same. I think it's a little bit different.
Punch some buttons, look at the screen, right?
I don't know, man. I do know that I think it's pretty awesome of a win. And watching it, like, people don't realize, you need to Google the video.
Do you play a lot of video games?
I haven't. I don't have my PlayStation hooked up right now. But I actually, one game I have been playing a lot of is Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3. I love the Ultimate Alliance ones. Basically, it's a Marvel superhero game.
Is it a fighting game?
It's a fighting game where you basically cross levels and you fight different characters.
Okay.
But you basically acquire heroes as you go along, and you have to level them up and equip different things and load their powers up so you can have a stronger player. I love it. I love the first two. This one's made really good. I have a Switch, so I've been playing on that, especially when I went on my flight. I was playing on the airport. And it's just a fun game. It's lighthearted. It's not as serious. But, you know, some of these guys, man, you watch some of their streams, and they're like, they're into it like 100%. Like, I wish I could be like Mr. Beast and go on there and be like, oh, here's $1,000. Here's $1,000. Like, they did one where every time a person blinked, they gave them $100. And this one person blinked a bunch of times. And then they had the one where the guy's like, oh, I bet you it's Mr. Beast, because everyone knows him now in the streaming community. And the guy goes, dude, it is. And they go, pour the monster on her head for an extra $1,000. He pours the monster on her head. Like, everything's a voyeur type of thing. We're doing a YouTube right now. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on Stitcher. But the thing is we're doing the YouTube video, and we still get views just off of that, because some people, there's times where I could sit there. There's a guy, he goes by Mouse, and you just search for a guy on YouTube who can speak a bunch of languages. He's 6'8". He speaks Mandarin. He speaks Cantonese. He speaks Somali. He speaks French. He speaks Russian. All these languages. I've gotten sucked into it for like 3 hours one time, going, "Oh my God, what time is it? Where did my day go?" Because I just was watching him because he's so fascinating. And that's the thing about YouTube is you can just go through a little wormhole. You start off watching funny videos about people crashing on ropes, and all of a sudden you're watching a horror video about hidden places.
I've never been like stuck on hours on YouTube.
It's less for me because I get kind of bored of it at times. But when I'm just sitting there not doing anything, I can just sit there and watch YouTube. It's, because it's constant. The ads aren't as much. They
got that artificial intelligence. They know what videos you're looking for. Saw different ones.
Hey, you know what? Today I was talking about. What am I talking about today?
Oh, they're listening to you.
I was talking about something with the guy that was training me.
Popped up on your phone.
Popped up on my phone.
Yeah, they listen.
And what's funny is I've gotten to the point where I'll say something like, "Hey, you know what? I need to buy a new tape measure today," and then I'll just wait for it because I'm like, "Oh, look, good deal on tape measure. I'm gonna go here and get a tape measure."
Yeah, they're listening.
For those of you that don't know, my favorite photo I've ever seen was Mark Zuckerberg when they bought Instagram. They did a thing when they went around the office of the executives, and they had them hold like a frame that looked like an Instagram picture, and it said Facebook, and it said "Congrats on the new acquisition," or something like that, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you look at the computer behind Mark Zuckerberg at his desk, cameras are taped over. So what is that telling me? That the dude who runs the biggest social media platform has tape over his cameras.
Why wouldn't you?
They sell covers at my new job. They sell covers for your cameras on your laptop.
I mean, I take my camera out.
You can't. I think it does damage to the actual whole processing thing.
No, that was a joke. That was a lie. You got me. I've never done that.
Exactly. Titus doesn't own a laptop. He has an iPhone 4, so pretty sure he doesn't have a laptop.
This is an SE.
Oh. So,
it's got the body of the 5, but the processing power of a 6S.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Look how conveniently small it is, and it fits in my hand.
I don't like that.
You don't like like a big phone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want it the size of a TV.
Yeah, that's not good, man.
Yeah.
Different strokes.
Different folks. Well, next episode, we're trying to record another one this week. We can get Andrew in here. It might be too hot in here for him, so I might have to...
I'm sweating behind my knees. It's too hot in here.
I'll have to put some air conditioner in here or something. But make sure you go to all of our stuff, facebook.com/FOMOcast, Twitter, FOMO_cast, FOMO Podcast, on Instagram. Go to patreon.com/FOMOcast and donate. And go to YouTube and search FOMOcast Podcast. Like, subscribe. I got some hats in. I might try and do some giveaways of some hats or something like that.
Let's do it.
Something, let us know what you want to see. And make sure to go to the Pod Bros Network, podbros.com. Check out everything they got going on there. All the new podcasts we get uploaded every single day. And then also check out Radio Underland. Going to be on there tomorrow night. Not sure what time, but they start at 8 o'clock every single Tuesday night. If you search them on Facebook, it's Radio Underland, and they're also on YouTube as well, and they usually go live on Facebook. And if you can't find them, go to our Facebook page, and they'll be there live on there too. So for the FOMOcast, I'm Chris.
Titus.
And we will see you next time.